Hey folks, if you've ever wanted to make a MIDI controller but you don't know where to start, then this video is for you. Today I'll show you all the components you need to build a DIY MIDI controller and share some tips on how to keep it affordable. Let's get started. The first thing you'll need is a microcontroller. This is the brain for your MIDI controller. It runs all of your code and serves as a hub for all of your connections. In essence, the microcontroller is the MIDI controller, and everything else is just a peripheral for interacting with it. Microcontrollers come in various sizes and specifications. The Arduino line was one of the first major microcontroller brands and remains one of the most popular. The ESP32 is a newer option that appeals to many for being affordable and open source. Raspberry Pi entered the microcontroller space with the Pico, and then there's the Teensy, which is packed with features for audio applications but comes at a higher price. And hey, this is where I need you all to sound off. If you've used any of these or you have one that you prefer, let us know down in the comments. Personally, I think the Teensy is best, but it's kind of expensive and not available everywhere. If you're just starting out, then the Arduino Leonardo is a great option. And the one I'm gravitating towards now is the Raspberry Pi Pico. These boards can come with or without pre-installed pins. If you don't plan on soldering, you'll want to choose one with pre-installed pins. If your board doesn't have enough inputs, you can use a multiplexer to expand its capability. However, it's ideal to choose a board that has enough pins by default. There are also additional modules such as the audio shield for the Teensy that can expand functionality depending on your project's needs. Beyond microcontrollers, there's also the Raspberry Pi, which people use to build synths, retro game consoles, and various other projects. But at that point, it starts to feel more like you're developing a computer application rather than a low-spec music device. For my MIDI projects, I like to use the Control Surface library, which has a running list of supported boards and their features. For the best plug-and-play experience, you'll want a board that supports MIDI over USB, and I'll have a link to everything discussed in the description. Next, we'll need a way to connect components to our board. Breadboards are a great option for prototyping, and there are even tiny versions that you can use in your finished build. Jumper wires come in various styles for connecting to a breadboard or directly to your microcontroller. Some components can even be placed directly on the breadboard without additional wiring. Now that we've made our connections, we can add some controls. One of my very favorite things to put on MIDI controllers are these arcade buttons, but any micro switch will do. You can solder directly to the pins or use wires with connectors designed for your buttons. This is where you can get really creative, combining different input devices to make something truly unique. In addition to buttons, potentiometers and faders are great for controlling MIDI CC values. The software I use for programming microcontrollers is the Arduino IDE, though MicroPython is another popular option. Arduino has been around longer and is more widely supported. For making MIDI controllers, I highly recommend using the Control Surface library. It provides simple methods for all your interactions, and installation instructions are available on their GitHub page. This is probably a good time to mention that some microcontrollers may or may not work on your Mac or Windows with or without additional software, and a lot of times you won't even know until you start experimenting. You'll likely find yourself on random forums and asking ChatGPT for help, but ultimately, anyone can build a MIDI controller. The hardest part is just getting that first sketch to compile. Speaking of ChatGPT, I asked it to generate a script using the Control Surface library to create a random MIDI note generator in the key of C. When I pasted the code into my Arduino sketch, I got 2 errors. I was able to fix them by going to the functions definition and removing the extra parameter. AI-generated code can get you part of the way there, but some general coding knowledge is necessary for filling in the gaps. If you're completely new to coding, then start by running the example sketches in the Arduino IDE. These serve as a great way to explore what all's possible with the different libraries and boards. This Raspberry Pi Pico currently has a drum pad sketch running on it. Now with the board still plugged in, we can upload our random note generator sketch. If there are no errors in the code and everything is configured properly, the sketch will upload successfully. Now our Pico is connected as a MIDI device generating random MIDI notes. If we unplug and reconnect it, the Pico will restart and run the sketch from the beginning. Alright, now back to the blue mat. Here are some tools that are not necessary, but they do come in handy, and they're ones I typically find myself using most often. I use a drill for making holes, and these Forstner bits are great for arcade button holes. Wire strippers are optional, but very useful. A cheap soldering iron. This isn't always necessary if you have the right types of connectors, but sometimes you need it, and it does make more solid connections. Then we have other miscellaneous tools you probably have lying around, like screwdrivers, pliers, and other small tools. And finally, a multimeter for debugging hardware issues, but also they're just fun. I've never actually needed a multimeter for building a MIDI controller, but the rest of these, while they are optional, I do find myself using them quite frequently. Next, we'll need a case to put everything in. This could be a metal, wooden, or even cardboard box. One of my favorite enclosures are cigar boxes. They're affordable, they look great, and they're easy to modify. I got a few from a neighbor, and also I bought a bulk order on Amazon, and you might even find some for free at your local smoke shop. But remember, this is your MIDI controller, so just go for it and build something unique. And finally, we have some optional finishing touches for your box. If you don't want a cable running out of the back of your box, you can use one of these flush mount cables. They're kind of expensive, so I don't always use them, but it does give it a more finished look. You could add some rubber feet for stability, and decorate your box with stickers, paint, or any kind of custom artwork. Now that you've seen what all goes into making this sausage, go out there and make something really cool. And that's it. Hopefully this helps you on your MIDI controller quest. I'll definitely be making more videos on MIDI controllers in the near future. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions or what you're planning on building, because that's half the fun, is sharing this stuff. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.